So now I'm on my way to the hospital because somebody got hurt. Because everybody y'all not being considerate. Everybody just clean.
One moment they were celebrating. The next, someone was on their way to the hospital. What really happened on the final day of Streamer University? The night was supposed to be unforgettable. And it was. Just not for the reasons anyone expected. When Kai Cenat announced the final send-off for Streamer University, everyone knew it was going to be wild. It was the culmination of weeks of chaos, content, and viral moments. But the finale spiraled into something darker, with injuries, rumors of lawsuits, and confrontations that left viewers stunned. What really went down during that final night? Who's to blame for what happened? And is this the end of Streamer University as we know it? Let's break it all down, starting with how a playful Orbee fight turned into a full-blown emergency. It was supposed to be one of the greatest nights in streaming history. The last night of Streamer University wasn't just a finale, it was a celebration, a send-off, the kind of chaotic, unforgettable night that fans would clip, repost, and argue about for months. And for the people living it, it felt like the final chapter of something historic. Streamer University had been a whirlwind, filled with viral moments, unexpected friendships, petty beefs, massive drama, and non-stop energy. But by the time the last night rolled around, the tension was already in the air. You could feel it. Something was brewing. Kai's message to the group was simple: have fun, go all out, make this night one to remember. And with those words, the floodgates opened. Cameras turned on. Lights were flashing, rooms filled up, people shouted across hallways. Music blasted through speakers that had already blown out a few days ago. Everyone knew this was the end, and they were determined to leave everything on the table. In moments like these, there's a fine line between unforgettable and uncontrolled. And that line, it vanished almost immediately. From the outside, it looked like harmless chaos. Streamers racing around the dorms, throwing jokes, flirting, arguing, laughing so hard it echoed through the building. But beneath the surface, that mix of excitement, stress, and fatigue was creating something else, a pressure cooker. And it was about to blow. Some people were emotional, realizing this experience had changed their lives. Others were frustrated, burnt out, or just ready to go home. Some saw it as one last night of memories. Others saw it as one last night of content. And when you put that many cameras, personalities, and egos in one building, unsupervised on the final night of an already chaotic project, something was bound to go wrong, and it did. But no one expected how quickly things would spiral, or how real the consequences would become. Because just hours after Kai told everyone to enjoy themselves, someone was on their way to the hospital. A streamer had been hit in the eye. Security was being harassed. Someone's private room was broken into. Lawsuit rumors were flying, and fans were watching it unfold in real time, stream by stream from 100 different angles. What was supposed to be the high point of Streamer University turned into the moment it collapsed. And the first domino? A hallway, a toy gun, and one reckless decision that no one could take back. What started as fun turned real way too fast. Around the middle of the night, when the energy was peaking and the house felt like a pressure cooker of caffeine, adrenaline, and content-hungry creators, one moment flipped the entire vibe of the event. And it all started with foam. Foam pellets, to be exact. Orbees. Small, soft, supposedly harmless. You've probably seen them online. Kids use them, streamers love them. They shoot fast, leave a sting, and under normal circumstances, aren't meant to do any serious damage. But that's under normal circumstances. This wasn't normal. This was the final night of Streamer University, and nobody was thinking straight. Kai, one of the most notorious names from the series, had grabbed an Orbee's gun and decided to have a little fun. The kind of fun that quickly turns chaotic when mixed with too much hype and zero boundaries. He stood at the end of a hallway, yelling, laughing, and unloading an entire clip of Orbees at full speed. It looked playful, like a scene from a prank video. But he wasn't aiming, he wasn't checking where people were, he was just letting it fly, and that's when it happened. One of the streamers, a female creator named Day, or DeJuro, stepped in. She wasn't even part of the war. She wasn't holding a blaster or dodging shots. She was trying to protect Kai, who was standing right behind her at the time. What no one expected was that she'd be the one to get hit, right in the eye. You could see the impact. Her body jerked, she stumbled, and then everything stopped, just for a second, as people realized something was wrong. She fell back, holding her face, clearly in pain, but the hallway was still full of noise, movement, and shouting. It took a moment for people to notice she wasn't just joking around or playing into the chaos. She was actually hurt. From the outside, it might have looked like nothing, just another streamer being dramatic. But as the camera zoomed in, you could see the truth. Her eye was red, watery, and possibly injured in a serious way. Clips of the moment went viral instantly. Some viewers tried to guess who was responsible. Others noticed how fast people tried to brush it off. But the raw clip told the full story. Rakai had fired randomly, and Day caught the worst of it. Even worse, she wasn't even a target. She was trying to shield someone else. That detail hit differently. It changed the way people reacted. Suddenly, it wasn't just streamers messing around. It was someone getting hurt trying to help. The chaos didn't stop in the hallway. It spread fast. By now, the atmosphere inside Streamer University had shifted. People were whispering, some were checking on her. Others were still streaming, unaware of how serious it had become. And in the middle of it all, a growing sense of dread started to creep in. Because in that one moment, like that one unlucky shot, the whole energy of the night flipped. And it wasn't just a game anymore. Agent, midstream, stopped what he was doing. He crouched next to Day, asked how she was feeling, and helped her get out of the chaos. "Let's get you downstairs," he said, clearly concerned. Downstairs, things didn't get any better. The pain got worse. Her eye was turning red and she could barely open it. At that point, it wasn't just about discomfort. It was fear. Fear that she might have suffered permanent damage. And that's when Kai got involved. He cut into his stream. His tone changed. His message was direct. Somebody got hurt. Everybody clean up. Now. You could tell he was frustrated, not just at what happened, but at how quickly things spiraled. One moment, it was all fun. The next, he was heading to the hospital with someone who'd been injured on his watch. And viewers felt it. The disappointment, the stress, it was all over Kai's face. As if the injury wasn't enough, the internet did what it always does. It speculated. Fast. People began spreading rumors that Day was planning to sue Kai. The logic made sense. The injury happened during his event, on his property, and involved one of his streamers. Word spread fast, even showing up on other streamers' live chats. But here's the truth. Day herself never said she planned to take legal action. In fact, in her own stream later that night, she didn't even mention a lawsuit. Yes, the eye injury scared her. She admitted it looked scary red, that it was blurry, painful, and left her shaken. But she also said she was feeling better, and thanked everyone who had checked on her. The lawsuit talk? Just speculation from viewers and other streamers who weren't even involved. Still, the fact that it was even plausible shows how serious the injury was. Because now, it wasn't just content anymore. It was legal territory. Just when you thought things couldn't get any more chaotic, they did. While Kai was dealing with a possible hospital visit and Day's injury, other streamers were causing a completely different kind of trouble. This time, it wasn't about Orbees. It was about respect, or the total lack of it. In one room, Rakai and Ray were hanging out with a younger streamer known as Chota. And instead of chilling like the night was winding down, they were hyping Chota up to throw a Pepsi can at a security guard. Not a joke, not a skit, a full soda can. Thrown at a working professional. The moment it happened, panic set in. The guard was furious. The streamers tried to play dumb, hide, deny everything, but the security guard wasn't having it. He stormed down the hallway and demanded the stream be turned off. "Turn the camera off, man. Now." The tension? You could feel it through the screen. This wasn't content anymore. This was disrespect. Live with thousands watching. And here's the thing. This wasn't Rakai's first time crossing the line. If you've watched any of the past Streamer University content, you know the name. Rakai has become almost infamous for pushing boundaries, causing scenes, and doing things that leave even his closest friends shaking their heads. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's Kai's son figure. But that doesn't excuse repeatedly acting like there are no consequences. This time, the damage wasn't just about content. It was about the environment he was creating for everyone else. A place where security couldn't do their jobs, where people were getting injured, and where lines between fun and danger kept getting blurred. Kai had tried to give him space. He had given second, third, even 10th chances. But at a certain point, you can't call it immaturity anymore. It's just recklessness. And the fact that he encouraged someone else, someone younger and less experienced, to throw that can, that crossed a whole new line. Eventually, Kai himself stepped in again. This time, he went directly to the room, confronted the group, and made Rakai and Chota apologize to the guard personally. The moment felt raw. Rakai mumbled a few words. Chota, who didn't speak English well, nervously said, "I'm sorry," and called the guard his best friend. It felt sincere, sort of. But let's be honest, it was also damage control. Kai had every right to be furious. He'd built this entire project, poured weeks of work into it, and kept trying to give these creators a platform and a chance to shine. And yet, time and time again, Rakai was the name attached to every problem. This wasn't just one bad night, it was a pattern. And you could see it wearing Kai down. The whole vibe shifted. It was no longer a party. It was a cleanup operation, emotionally, physically, and publicly. And there's more. Remember the Agent Zero situation? The room break-in? We couldn't include the clips due to the fighting and YouTube's policies, but it was another major moment from the same night. Someone reportedly broke into Agent's private room, and there were rumors of personal items being stolen or tampered with. The streamers involved in that clip were eventually removed, but not before tensions rose even higher. Agent himself didn't say much in the moment, but he later addressed it in pieces across social media. And if you saw his face during the stream, you knew he wasn't just annoyed. He was hurt. It was supposed to be a moment of celebration, a finale. Instead, it became a cautionary tale. The final night of Streamer University was supposed to be unforgettable. And it was, but not because of the content, not because of the clips, not even because of the personalities. It's unforgettable because of what it exposed. The limits people are willing to cross for a moment on camera. The way tension builds when there are no rules and too many egos in one place. And how even the most legendary nights can fall apart in seconds. Kai did his best to hold it together. And in many ways, Streamer University was groundbreaking. But as the dust settles, one question lingers in the minds of everyone who watched. Was it all worth it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Who was in the wrong? Should there have been consequences? Or was it just streamers being streamers? And if you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and we'll keep diving into the biggest internet stories the second they unfold.